Hey guys, how you all? This is Kumar Shivam and welcome to the Yo blog. So here we go with the first video of our playlist of getting started, and this will feature how to getting started and keep going with one of the most sought after skill in this technical era, that is programming the computer. So many people, they already know programming or they think they know programming, but they are afraid to make some things out of it. So guys, what is the point of learning a skill if you can't make something out of it, right? So many people, they learn old technologies and they think that it's going to be useful in this world. The one thing which I know, that if you can't make something out of any skill, that skill, learning that skill is useless. Let the people who can do something with that technology learn it. Don't just learn a technology because you feel, means if people are pressurizing or you are in a system where you need to learn those technology. So just means I want you to focus on those things which you think you can enjoy. The programming is all about enjoying. I myself do a programming a lot, and I have tried competitive programming, I have tried general purpose programming, and I've tried programming to make fun stuffs. Like I do web development, I make fun stuffs out of it. I see any movie, I see a website in it, I just code it. Recently, I coded facematch.com, which was from the movie The Social Network, and I'll show you that also. That's the motivation part that you'll get out of this video. So it's just for fun, guys, and you once you start coding, you will know that it's not a hardcore stuff. It's just fun if you take it as a fun. So basically, while learning any programming language, the things which come in our mind is what programming language to choose, was the what can I get out of it. So means if you think like this, you will make it more complicated, right? So the first thing I want you to know, that in learning any programming language or in learning any program, means learning programming at first requires 3 or 4 things to be considered first. The first one is the purpose. What is the purpose of you learning to code? Which I told you right now. If you learn for fun, you'll learn it more easily, and the learning process would also be fun. The second thing which comes after the purpose is decided is the tools. What tools should you use? So you don't worry, I have everything designed in this video. I designed this video keeping in mind all those things, and I'll provide you with the list of the tools which you'll actually need to start with programming. The third thing which comes in our mind is where to get the resources, or what resources should we consider: the websites, the books. So everything, I'll make a list in this video. You can just keep looking, just keep watching the video, you'll get everything out of it. And the fourth, last but not the least, you need some goddamn motivation. So this is the hard part, guys. You can start programming in 5 minutes, but to keep going you need some motivation, and I'll let you know what should you do to keep yourself motivated while programming. So let's again get started. This is my website. When I started coding, I made this website out of it, and now I am using this website to get in touch with you guys, uploading my videos here. I have made one of my own small WordPress, like, yeah, I can upload video from here only, my small WordPress. So let's get started from the first thing, is choosing a language, or before that, the purpose. So the purpose part I told you, so I can switch on to the next part, that is choosing a programming language. So now you have heard that if coding comes to mind, the programming comes into mind, you go to C or C++. So guys, here's my question: what do you think you can make out of C++? First, go and study what you can make out of C and C++. C is maybe a type of embedded system programming or kernel programming. Kernel programming in the sense you can make the engines. Now, making engines is not a very fun part, guys. So if you start making engines when you are small, you will better end up in a car garage, I think, mending those engines, but you're not going to be in world-class engine maker. So the first thing you need to know is how a car runs. You first of all needs to do the easy part, then go to the hard part. I've heard people saying that first do the hard part. No, once you get in the hard part, you get easily bored. So first of all, you need to run a car. After that, we will see how the car is implemented, right? So C and C++, I would say just leave it. Now the thing which I consider, the language which I consider is perfectly suited for the beginners is Python. I have been doing Python a lot from more over a year, and I am really addicted to this programming language. This programming language is so easy that I would recommend it to a kid if I would like. So I would say that go start with Python, and it is very means easy programming language. You can get started in 5 minutes. You don't need to learn a lot in this. You can do various stuff if you just learn Python for 1 hour. And the fun part is Python can be used in almost any type of programming. That means website programming, server-side programming, general purpose programming, artificial intelligence, game development, just name it, and you can do it with Python. The first thing you need to do is the tools which should be used. Now the tools which are needed in Python is first the Python interpreter, because Python is an interpreted language, and second the editor. So for the editor, I'll go for Sublime Text. If you don't know what Sublime Text is, just Google Sublime Text download and you will get Sublime Text in your system. Whether you are using a Mac, Windows, or Linux, you can get Sublime Text easily. Its unregistered version can be found in the internet for free. Or if you don't like Sublime Text, you can use any text editor, no problem at all. You just have to save the file with .py extension. Now, moving on to the next part, the Python interpreter. So for that, you have to go to www.python.org. Don't worry, I'll put the link in the description. And from there, you need to go to downloads and download Python 3.6.0. I would recommend Python 3 because Python 3 is the new thing, and it's the widely used. Python 2 will moreover become obsolete now, in the coming future. So just download Python 3.6.0 and install it. It's a very easy installation. Next finish the general installation which we do nowadays. So this website is very resourceful website, guys. You can get anything for Python here. Guido van Rossum designed this website, he was the inventor of Python, and the documentation is perfect. If you read the documentation, you won't need another thing to do. So now for the documentation part, you can just go here and Python 3.x doc. This page will open. It'll contain everything you need to learn in Python. The tutorials are here, the library references are here, the language, the Python setup and uses, Python how to FAQ, everything you can find here. But you know what? If the documentations are good, books are better, because what they do is they compile everything which you need to know from beginning to end, and they put it in a systematic manner, and they also guide you all the way down from starting to the beginning, so that you can find yourself learning a language quite easily. Because in this documentation, what happens generally is you lost track of what you are learning. So I would recommend 3 books which I think that are great. So the first one is of course the Dummies book. So Beginning Python Programming with Dummies is one of the best book I can see for learning Python. I will put the description, I will put the link for buying this one in the description, and I would highly recommend you should buy one of these 3 books to get it started. The next one, which is one of my favorite, is Zed Shaw's Learn Python the Hard Way. I'll put the link in the description. Don't worry, don't bother to Google it. And the third one is Head First Python. Now this book is famous. The Head First series books are famous for their fun way of learning. It's an O'Reilly publication, and Paul Barry is the author, and he is a well-known programmer. So you can go with any of these 3. So now we are done with the purpose, the tools, and the resources. So these all things which you would need to get started and get going with Python. Now the hard part, what's the motivation of doing Python? So what you can get out of this programming language, once you learn this programming language, I bet you can code anything you would need in the world, from embedded system to artificial intelligence to game development, just name it. You can code anything with Python. Python has more than 1 lakh libraries, and its support is awesome. So you want anything, you can find a library for it. The sound system, you want to make a Jarvis for like Iron Man, you can get a sound system API for Python, and you can just make it in 100 lines of code. See, it's fun, right? So you can make all those fun projects when you learn Python, and at the end of all those 3 books, I guarantee you that you can build anything you need. And if you can do that, just comment below and let me know. So guys, don't waste any more time. Martin Luther King is motivating you, right? So just go and start coding with your first uh, Python program. And I won't upload these tutorial videos because in the beginning also I have thought not to upload all the tutorial videos. You can find many good tutorial videos in YouTube itself. So go find those videos if you want, read the books, read the documentation, and start coding. Thank you guys. Do subscribe our